On the edge of a quiet little town, nestled under the shade of a grand oak tree, stood a cozy farmhouse. It was a place full of life, with the cluck of chickens, the soft mooing of cows, and the cheerful chatter of birds. Among all this, two animals were about to embark on an unexpected journey of friendship. Whiskers was a sleek, gray tabby cat with piercing green eyes and a graceful stride. She had lived in the farmhouse for months and ruled the house like a queen. She loved sunbathing on the windowsill, prowling through the garden, and watching the world go by from her high perch on the old rocking chair. Then one sunny spring morning, something new arrived. A bouncy, golden-furred puppy with floppy ears and paws far too big for his little body. His name was Paws, and he was full of energy, curiosity, and a love for everyone and everything. The first meeting. When Paws first saw Whiskers, he barked excitedly, his tail wagging like a flag. "Hi there, I'm Paws! Who are you? Want to play?" Whiskers, startled by the commotion, arched her back and hissed. "You're noisy," she said, flicking her tail dismissively, "and you're in my space." Paws tilted his head, confused but undeterred. "I'm just trying to be friends," he said, plopping down on his belly. "Friends? With you?" Whiskers scoffed. "I don't think so. I'm a cat. You're a puppy. We're too different." But Paws wasn't the type to give up easily. Paws' attempts. Over the next few days, Paws tried everything to win over Whiskers. He brought her sticks, thinking she'd enjoy chewing them like he did. She ignored them. He barked happily whenever she passed by. She leapt onto the counter to escape his enthusiasm. One day, Paws found a squeaky toy and dropped it in front of her. "Look, it makes noise! Isn't it fun?" Whiskers swatted it with her paw, making it squeak. She sniffed, unimpressed. "It's loud, just like you," she said before stalking off. Paws sighed but remained determined. "I'll figure it out," he muttered to himself. The thunderstorm one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, dark clouds rolled in, and the wind howled through the trees. A sudden crack of thunder shook the farmhouse. Paws, who had been chasing his tail, froze mid-spin. Whimpering, he scrambled under the kitchen table, his big eyes filled with fear. Whiskers, lounging on her favorite chair, looked out the window just as a flash of lightning lit up the sky. The noise startled her so much that she leapt down, landing, quite unexpectedly, right next to Paws under the table. They stared at each other for a moment. "You're scared too?" Paws whispered. Whiskers hesitated, then nodded. "I don't like storms," she admitted. Paws wagged his tail cautiously. "Maybe it's less scary if we stay together?" Whiskers sighed but didn't move. For the rest of the storm, they huddled under the table, listening to the rain. An unexpected bond. After the storm passed, something shifted between Whiskers and Paws. Whiskers no longer hissed when Paws came near, and Paws stopped barking every time he saw her. Slowly, they began spending more time together. One morning, Whiskers watched from her perch as Paws dug furiously in the garden. "What are you doing now?" she asked, curious despite herself. "Digging for treasure," Paws said, his tail wagging furiously. "Treasure, like shiny things?" Whiskers asked, her green eyes lighting up. "Maybe," Paws said. Intrigued, Whiskers jumped down and started nosing around the dirt. She found a smooth pebble and batted it toward Paws. "Look! Treasure!" Paws sniffed it and barked with delight. "This is the best treasure ever!" They spent the whole morning digging, finding sticks, leaves, and even a shiny bottle cap that Whiskers claimed as her own. The goose incident. One afternoon, the farmer accidentally left the gate open. Paws, ever curious, wandered into the wide field beyond the yard. He sniffed the grass and chased butterflies until he stumbled upon a large goose. "Hello!" Paws barked. The goose didn't seem happy to see him. It honked loudly, flapped its wings, and started chasing him. "Help!" Paws yelped, running back toward the farmhouse. Whiskers, lounging on the fence, saw the commotion and sprang into action. She darted in front of the goose, puffed up her fur, and let out a fierce hiss. The goose, startled, stopped in its tracks and waddled away. "You saved me!" Paws said, his tail wagging furiously. Whiskers licked her paw nonchalantly. "Someone has to keep you out of trouble." Forever friends. From that day on, Whiskers and Paws were inseparable. They chased butterflies together in the garden, shared sunny spots on the porch, and even worked as a team to swipe extra treats from the kitchen. Whiskers taught Paws the art of sneaking around quietly, while Paws showed Whiskers how to play fetch, even though she'd bat the ball with her paw instead of carrying it. One evening, as they curled up together in front of the fireplace, Paws looked at Whiskers and said, "I'm glad we're friends." Whiskers purred softly. "Me too, even if you're noisy and smell funny." Paws chuckled and rested his head on her side. And in the cozy warmth of the farmhouse, the unlikely duo proved that the best friendships are built on love, trust, and a little bit of patience.